What's going on, guys? Today I'm gonna be doing a real quick short video on something that I left out last time. So today I'm gonna be as you guys can see, cleaning up this enclosure a little bit. Be adding some finger duct here. As you guys can see, I added a couple pieces already on here. I'm gonna be adding a little bit more. We didn't have the materials at hand that time, but now we got them, so we're gonna throw them in there, make this look nice and neat. We got our service loops up there for the X controls. On this job they didn't want a gutter box, or they didn't want to pay for one, so we ended up doing service loops up there. But anyways, let's get back to real quick what I'm gonna be showing you guys today. So from what we talked about last time, this is our master board. Master and slave, primary, secondary, and please don't get offended, right? Master and slave, okay, is just a common term to know which one's going to be controlling the rest of the boards. So this is our master, slave, 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 and yeah. So on this one you have dip switches on it. I usually leave those on default, right? I log in here, throw an IP on this device, and then on the slaves, what I'll be showing you guys is how to address the boards, so they can go ahead and downstream communicate all the way back to here. So you have some dip switches here. Okay, you got 1 through 8, and I'm gonna be writing this down on paper so you guys could understand it. But pretty much 1 through 5 is what determines your address. 6, 7, 8 is pretty much to be able to do other things, like configure a couple of things on this board, what's not. But we're just going to speak about the addressing of the boards, 1 through 5, right? So 1 equals 1, 2 equals 2, dip switch number 3 equals 4, dip switch number 4 equals 8, and dip switch number 5 equals 16. So that being said, you can go ahead and do all kinds of combinations with those numbers. So for example, this scenario here that we have master board, which just takes an IP address 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is a 16 kit enclosure. So in here you can go ahead and add 16 doors. For example, I'll show you guys real quick. Here we have one of the card readers, and yeah, so that would be that card reader will be tied into one of these boards. But this is a 16 kit enclosure, could hold up to 16 doors, like I mentioned on the previous video. But anyways, so this one, since it's address 0, we have all of them turned off, and you guys see on right there. Let me zoom in real quick. See on, that means it's turned on, and that value is being pretty much read by the board. So all of them off, 1 through 5, all of them off is address 0. Then we have this one here, which is address 1. You guys see dip switch number 1 is turned on, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 are off. So that makes this board number 1. So 0, 1, 2. You can tell there's another combination right there, right? We have dip switch number 2 turned on, 1, 3, 4, and 5 are off. That makes this one, remember, the value of the dip switch number 2 is 2. And then the following here is address number 3. For this one, the value, we got to combine 2 dip switches, which is 1 and 2. Dip switch number 1 equals 1, dip switch number 2 equals 2. So 1 and 2 is 3. 3, 4, and 5 are turned off. So 1 and 2 are turned on, equals 3. Because the value of 1 is 1, the value of 2 is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And I will write it down in a piece of paper right now for y'all. And then here, address number 4, we just have dip switch number 3 on. Dip switch number 3 on means address 4. Dip switch number 1, 2, 4, and 5 are off. Only dip switch number 3 is on. Like I said, Dip switch number 6, 7, and 8, those don't worry about. Just leave. I just usually leave them as default, right? Which is 6, 7 on and 8 off. That's default factories, and that's how we usually always leave them. But anyways, that's that on how to address Mercury boards. Peace. And I apologize to add this at the end, but I forgot to somewhat write this down for you guys. So this is the dip switch values. Okay, so factory settings 6, 7, 8 are on, off. Don't worry about that. You can just leave it like that. Never had no issues. We'll talk about that in another video. But how to address your board? It's pretty much on the left hand side where it says dip switch on pause position. That means that whenever you have that dip switch turned on, it will give you the value of 1. Okay, and then 2 equals 2, 3 equals 4, 4 equals 8, and 5 equals 16. So that's if you turn that dip switch on, right? So if you were to want to have the value of 1, you would just have dip switch number 1 on and the rest off. And then if you wanted to create number 3, which is a number that we don't have here, okay, you just turn on dip switch number 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 equals 3, and the rest will be off. For example, like I said, if they're all turned off, they would all equal 0. They're all turned off on this one because there's no value, there's no address, so all of them off will give you address 0. That's pretty much it, guys. I'll leave you guys with that. Pause the video and you can go ahead and review this, but other than that, appreciate it. Bye.